Embracing God's guidance fully. Trusting God completely is an invitation to let Him guide every step you take. You may feel vulnerable and insecure, but it is during these moments that your faith will be strengthened. As you persevere, you'll start witnessing the manifestation of promised blessings in your life in unimaginable ways. God has a unique calling for each of us, whether it's in relationships, careers, ministries, or places. Sometimes He calls us to start new endeavors, and other times to halt them. He may ask us to move forward or to stay where we are. God often confirms His directives through circumstances and the people around us. If you're unsure about a calling in your life, seek clarity from God through prayer and ask for a clear sign. He doesn't want you to be confused, so don't hesitate to ask for wisdom. If you seek His will with a sincere heart, He will make His intentions clear to you. Once He does, I encourage you to act immediately. Delayed obedience can lead to delayed blessings. If He's asking you to be still, then be still, so He can work on your situation. If He's urging you to move, then move, so He can work through you. The sooner we obey, the sooner He can start working His glory in our lives. Here are 3 Bible stories that illustrate God's call and the principle of preparation. God calls the inadequate. Moses' life is a testament to how God prepares and calls us despite our perceived inadequacies. His life can be divided into 3 phases. The first 40 years in Egypt, the next 40 years tending sheep, and the final 40 years leading Israel in the desert. Each phase was a preparation for God's greater purpose. When Moses encountered God at the burning bush, he felt inadequate and fearful, unprepared for the task of leading Israel out of Egypt. God addressed his shortcomings, providing him with the ability to speak and lead. This story teaches us that God equips those He calls, turning our weaknesses into strengths for His mission. God calls for obedience and faithfulness. Samuel's calling came at a young age, even before he fully knew the Lord. During a time when God's word was rare, Samuel's obedience and faithfulness were crucial. His ministry helped direct Israel's focus to the coming Messiah. Samuel's response to God's call was simple and profound: "Speak, for your servant is listening." This teaches us to be receptive and obedient to God's call, no matter our age or circumstance. God calls to speak the truth in dark times. Isaiah's calling occurred during a time of personal and national turmoil. Recognizing his own unworthiness, Isaiah felt unfit to preach. However, God cleansed and prepared him for his mission. Isaiah's story reminds us that God often calls us beyond our understanding and abilities, equipping us to fulfill His purposes. It's crucial to trust that God is actively working, opening ears and eyes to His plans at the right time. Discussing God's call requires acknowledging that while all the chosen are called to know Him and live for His glory, the specifics of each call differ. God determines the time, place, and manner for each individual. Facing challenges is an inevitable part of responding to God's call, but overcoming these obstacles is essential for spiritual growth. Common challenges include fear of the unknown and resistance from others. When stepping into unknown territory, remember that God's guidance is with you every step of the way. Combat fear by focusing on the faith that has brought you this far and trusting in His divine plan. Resistance from others can also be a significant barrier. People may not understand or support your decision to follow a new path. Stay firm in your conviction, knowing that not everyone is meant to accompany you on your journey. Seek support from those who uplift and understand your spiritual goals. Doubt is another significant barrier. You may question your abilities or worthiness to follow God's call. Overcome these doubts by recalling past successes and recognizing the unique strengths God has given you. Affirmations and positive self-talk can bolster your confidence and help you stay focused on your mission. Accepting our calling can be daunting, but it is essential for realizing our true purpose. It's like planning a beautiful house. Without action, it remains a dream. Accepting and answering your call may cause disruptions in your life, but it usually happens when we decide to pursue what our heart tells us. Reflect on what matters most to you, and you'll find your calling. Discovering your purpose will prepare you to work towards your goals with determination and faith. In conclusion, reflect on what we've discussed. Are you ready to answer this call? Can you see the signs in your life pointing to this new chapter? Embrace this moment of transformation. With faith and determination, you will discover the deep purpose and fulfillment God has in store for you. May the Lord bless and empower you to live a life of purpose, passion, and fulfillment.